Hello there, everyone, and welcome to more creepy story time with Oversoul. I apologize. I had to skip this last week because I was doing a live stream, which I know some of you enjoyed. But here we are on another Thursday, and it's time for another story. I hate making you guys wait longer than I have to, you see. So anyways, let's do this. So, if you remember last time, we did After Funerals, so this time we're going to do Crystal Skull. You are a king who is loved by his people. You have a serious problem, though. Your only child, Juliana, has an incurable disease, and she is dying. You hear about a crystal skull which can cure illnesses and let people have visions. It is brought to your palace from the continent of America, but your man warns you that the skull might be cursed. Of course it is, because horror. Will the crystal skull bring health to the princess, or doom? Let's find out. Being a king is hard. Being a good king is even harder. You know this well, as the sole ruler of a European kingdom in the age when America is discovered. It has been 25 years since you ascended the throne. Your subjects are content with your rule, your country is in peace, and the people are wealthy. But there is something wrong with your life. Your daughter, Juliana, is ill. She's only 18 years old, and she has got an illness that nobody could cure yet. Princess is dying, and she is your only child and heir to the throne. Every doctor you could find tried to cure her. You have tried almost everything. Almost. You have been informed about a miraculous artifact unearthed in the continent of America. It is a human skull made of crystal. It amazes the scholars because no method is known to carve up such an excellent shape of a skull out of a crystal. This skull doesn't belong to the world that you know, but to an ancient civilization that has been lost. But what amazes the scholars is not just the impossible creation. The skull is told to bring miracles to whom touches it with their bare hands. Some people tell that they saw visions from the future. Some tell that they saw how the human race has originated. And some tell that the skull can cure their illnesses. Those couldn't be cured with the medication available to your era. Naturally, you ordered your best men to bring the miraculous skull to the palace. It's midnight now. You are in Juliana's chamber. She's lying in her bed, holding your hand. As you sit by her bed, no candles are lit inside. Full moon enlightens the princess's chamber, shining on her long blonde hair and blue eyes. She is too weak, her skin is pale. She has under eye bags showing her illness. You already suffered the loss of your wife 10 years ago. Now you can't stand seeing your only daughter slowly die. Juliana asks you with a soft voice, "Father, am I going to die?" The options that you can... I won't allow that. And well, you see, eventually, yes, everybody dies, darling. That's just part of it. But that would be a cruel thing to say to someone who's ill. So I'm going to go with numero uno, thank you. She smiles. "I know, Father. You are a mighty king. I know that you will do the best by your subjects and me." The door of the chamber is knocked on. The servants generally don't disturb the royal family members at night, so it must be something important. "Come in." A brunette boy, one of your servants, gets inside the chamber with politeness. He looks at you and says, "Your Majesty, the artifact has been brought." You had been waiting for this moment for a long time. You can either go to the artifact or you can kiss your daughter on the forehead and tell her, well, of course we're gonna do... I am a king. I am a proper king. And as a proper king, I must do the whole old English thing, like kissing people on their forehead and shit, like in Lord of the Rings. After you kiss Juliana's forehead and say, "I will come back," She brings your hand to her pale lips and kisses it. Then you leave Juliana alone in her chamber. At the exit of Juliana's chamber, you see Sir William, one of the knights, those who were appointed with the task of bringing the ancient skull. He is a strong man with black hair and a round beard. He wears gloves and holds a bag. Your Majesty, he says, and kneels before you. Signal him to stay and up. Let's go to my study chamber. Come now. Sir William follows you as you walk to your study chamber. The chamber is well lit with silver candelabras. All the furniture are classy. All the furniture are classy. I'm gonna make that into a meme. It is a king's study room, after all. There is only one chair. It is for you. You sit on it. Okay. Sir William stands by you and slowly pulls the artifact from his bag. You push the books on the study desk to open space. Oh yeah, you study the books aside. Fuck learning! I gotta see this magic skull. Here it is, he says, and gently puts the crystal skull on the desk. The skull is truly a masterpiece. If it is crafted by humans, all the details of a human's skull are imprinted with care on raw crystal. Lights coming from the candles are refracted inside the crystal, gaining various colors of a rainbow. It's magnificent, but you sense something sinister. Something that doesn't belong to our world. Should we touch it? I want to touch it. Let's touch it. This wouldn't be a good horror story if we didn't touch the cursed thingy, now would it? Oh, this is a bad decision. But for entertainment's purposes, I must. As you are about to touch the skull, Sir William holds your hand and prevents you from touching it. Your Majesty, I think I need to tell you something about the skull before you touch it. Oh? The day we were about to leave, a native man came to us. He looked like the chief of his tribe. He knew little of our language, but he shouted some words that we could understand. Cursed! No touch! So we haven't touched the skull with our bare hands again. I know that our princess needs to find a cure. I also know that we received reliable information about the magical powers of this skull when it comes to incurable diseases, but Your Majesty, I've got a very bad feeling about this skull. I believe that the wise decision is to throw the skull to the sea. I can't let Juliana die. She will touch the skull! I trust your insight. Let's do it. Let's just throw it in the water. Now, obviously the smart thing to do would be to get rid of the fucker right away. But it seems like such a waste after sending them to go get it, now doesn't it? And, once again, this is supposed to be an interactive horror story. So where is the value in entertainment if I go out of my way to get a happy ending, right? Huh? We should do the cliche things that most people would do in a traditional horror story and do the dumb so that the bad happens, so that entertained you can be. I can't let Juliana die, she will touch the skull! The knight says, as you wish, Your Majesty, but if you are going to bring the skull to her, I wish you would wear gloves. Fuck it, I'm gonna touch the motherfucker with my bad hands, because hashtag YOLO! Yeah, right. Don't, please forget I ever said that. Okay. You ignore the knight, touch the skull with bare hands, and instantly find yourself in a vision. I knew that was gonna happen, that's why I did it. In your vision, you are in the middle of a ritual. There are about 100 naked humans all around you. Oh? Skull orgy? Forming a circle whose center is you. They are all prostrating themselves? Worshipping you? Oh my. They're prostrating themselves. There's a good sleepy time image for you. Alright, story's over. Good game. Alright, bye everybody. Good night. Sweet dreams, children. Have dreams of prostrating. Okay, it's nighttime. The plain area is enlightened with torches and stars. You see a stepped pyramid nearby. It is made of huge stone blocks, as opposed to the pyramids that were made of wood. You realize that you are the crystal skull. You can't see yourself, but you are completely aware of what you are. These naked people are worshipping you, the crystal skull. Is Indiana Jones there too? Then the vision changes. Now it is not night, morning. It is raining like hell. There is a huge flood. Unclothed, red-skinned humans scream and get drowned because of the disastrous torrent, and you, as the skull, drift away. Red-skinned humans. Oh, like the Native Americans that were this. I don't think you're supposed to call them red-skinned anymore. I don't know if the person who wrote this game realized that, but you know, let's just keep going. We're just gonna blissfully brush by that one. You open your eyes and turn back to who you really are. The good king, Sir William, looks at you. Oh, I read that wrong. You open your eyes and turn back to who you really are. The good king, Sir William... Fuck! One more time. You open your eyes and turn back to who you really are. The good king, Sir William, looks at you. There we go. Tell the vision. Yeah, let's tell him. You tell him what you have seen in your vision. Yes, the skull is mysterious. I can't understand it. I hope it doesn't bring harm to you or Princess, Your Majesty, he says. Now let me bring the skull to Juliana. You thank Sir William for his services and let him go. You carry the skull to Juliana's chamber. You enter her chamber and see that she hasn't slept yet. She rises up and sits on her bed. She looks at the skull in awe. It looks marvelous and scary, she says. You approach Juliana and you let her touch the skull. She holds the skull, rubs her hands around it. Nothing happens. Is something supposed to happen, she asks, then gives the skull back. Then she continues, let's wait for tomorrow morning. Maybe it shows its effects then. So you decide to leave Juliana alone and let her sleep. The skull will be staying in your study chamber. After this tiring day, you go to your chamber. There are no guards at the door. You just trust everybody in the palace. You are a loved king. The furniture is luxurious in this chamber, too. You take a glance at your reflection in the mirror. Why would I want to examine myself? Oh, God, I must be so vain because I'm a king. I just have to look at how sexy I am in the mirror. Bring me caviar and wine. Quite. Anyways, let's just go to sleep. You wear your nightgown and get in your bed. It is a bed for two people, but you haven't slept with anyone since your wife passed away. You have a secret that you keep from everyone. Sometimes you hug the second pillow in your bed as if it was someone you love. You do this since your childhood. Nobody needs to know it. It doesn't take long for you to fall asleep. You wake up in the morning. Something is wrong. You can't move your arms. Not only your arms, you can't move any part of your body. You are paralyzed. Oh, Jesus, what have we done? Then suddenly your body starts to move involuntarily. It stands up without your consent. Your feet bring you to the mirror. You see your face in the mirror. You are terrified, but there is a grin on your face. You are no longer in control of your body. You are merely a bystander of what it does. Ho ho ho. It brings you to the throne room with confident steps. Soldiers salute you, to be exact, it. As you enter, it sits on the throne and shouts with your voice, "Bring me my daughter!" You watch guards accompany Juliana as she comes into your presence. It shouts, "I don't want her to suffer anymore. Kill her." Oh boy. Juliana is shocked. "What? Father, please!" She is not the only surprised one in the room. Everybody looks at each other with shock. It shouts, "You heard your king! Execute her!" You try to shout, but your screams are buried inside the head of the king. Juliana gets on her knees, and she cries in despair, but it's in vain. Two black masked decapitators come into your presence. One holds the crying blonde girl, the other holds the sword. You can do nothing but watch as your precious daughter gets decapitated. Damn, this shit turned into Game of Thrones real quick. Her head falls down and rolls to the throne. The floor gets filled with her blood. Days pass. It continues to control your body. You mourn for your daughter inside the body that once belonged to you. You watch it rule your country with an iron fist. It orders all the churches be burnt and priests to be hanged. Of course, your people uprise against it, against the new king. It suppresses the revolt with violence. Anyone who stood against the king gets tortured. Eyes are poked, skins are flayed. Soon it orders people to worship it as a deity. The God King declares war against other countries. It doesn't take long for the other countries to form an alliance against the God King. In a fateful battle in your capital, the God King loses his horse. The evil king gets killed while desperately searching for a horse. And this is how your soul finally breaks free to heaven to see your family once again. The end. Well, that escalated quickly. It went from touching a skull to fucking going to war with other countries. Like, how do you get from that to the... Jesus Christ. I mean, I see how they did it, but damn. Okay, so far, that's actually my favorite story. Like, I like how that turned out. The grammar was a lot better than some of the other ones, and it took a direction that I didn't see coming. The other ones were completely and absolutely completely predictable. You know? This one, not so much. This one went somewhere I didn't even see coming. That was pretty cool. I really like this one. And there are 3 endings to this one. Holy mother of bologna sandwiches. But the first ending is the only one that I'm gonna get. As per usual, if you'd like to see the other endings, you can check this game out for yourself because it's free on Game Jolt, so you don't have any excuse not to. And there's not a computer in the world that could run this. It's a text adventure. It probably can run on a fucking potato. So, please be my guest and try it out for yourself. That'll be it for me for this story. Next week, we will check out Evil Beneath the Ground. So, that'll be it for this. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will catch you possibly on another day, definitely at another time, and likely in another video. Okay, goodbye.